Who is Saint Mark? My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, Saint Mark, we commonly understand and know him as an author of the Gospel. The second Gospel in the series of the New Testament that we find is the Gospel according to Saint Mark. Only because of that we know there is a person called Mark. In the history, who is Mark? If you try to understand who exactly is Mark, it is being jotted out and being found that Mark could have been a native of Egypt. He was born at the Western Ghats of Libya, which was part of the then known Egypt. My friends, Mark was born, maybe he was born to a Jewish couple, and then there was a war. After Mark had been born, there was a war, and because of the war and devastated by war and having lost his father, Mark and Mark's mother left Egypt and traveled towards Galilee. They lived at Galilee, and it is said that this Mark could have been somewhere around 15 years younger to Jesus. Well, any references with regard to Mark? There's only one reference that is found exclusively in the Gospels, and that too specially in the Gospel according to Saint Mark, chapter 14, verse 51 to 52. There is a reference about a young man who leaves his loincloth and runs away when Jesus was arrested. My friends, why this particular reference to a young man being made? And why only in the Gospel according to Saint Mark? And this particular detail is not available anywhere else. Only in Mark this detail is available, and because of which we know that Saint Mark, when he authored his Gospel, mentioned very clearly about a young man who, when Jesus was arrested, leaves his loincloth and runs away. And that person or that young man who leaves the loincloth and run away is none other than Mark himself. The young man who could be around 15 years younger to Jesus was none other than this boy who ran away when Jesus was arrested. Later, maybe it could be assumed that Mark could have been a distant follower of Jesus, may not be like these 12 disciples, but rather could be a distant disciple of Jesus. The disciple of that could be what we see in the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 10, when Jesus sends out the 72. Maybe Mark could be one of those 72, maybe. But we do not know, we cannot say for sure that Mark was a companion among those 72 followers as well. Well, we could only assume and say that Mark could have followed Jesus, Mark would have heard the teachings of Jesus, and might have even witnessed a few of the miracles of Jesus, but Mark surely witnessed the passion of the Lord for sure. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, having seen his association with Christ, now let us try to move on to the later part of Mark, who becomes a vehement proclaimer of the gospel as well. The next reference to Mark is found in the book of the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 12, verse 12. Peter was imprisoned, then the angels miraculously lead him out of the prison, and Peter, who came out of the prison, goes straight to a person's house. And that person is none other than the mother of John, called as Mark. My brothers and sisters in Christ, he was known not only as Mark, but also as John Mark. And this John Mark, in the initial days, starts following Jesus. He follows Jesus and he starts proclaiming the message of Jesus. In the year 44 AD, when Paul and Barnabas went for a missionary journey, Mark accompanies them. But then later, when they came back from the missionary journey, Mark does not go with them anymore. When Mark does not go with them, but then he chooses to stay back, maybe at this particular time, Peter takes Mark along with him. And Mark starts following Peter for the rest of his life. And thus, how we know that Mark was following for the rest of his life St. Peter is because of today's first reading that we heard from the letter of St. Peter, the first letter, chapter 5, verse 5 onwards. Twice he says, my son, Mark. And then he also sends greeting along with Mark as well. And later, in the later days, Mark, who was a vehement preacher after Peter was being sacrificed or persecuted and killed in the year 64 to 65 AD, and it is at this time that Mark felt that all that he had heard from his master, that is Peter, should not just go away, because of which Mark chooses to start writing down the gospel. He did not write the gospel for a chronological order, but rather he just wanted to jot out whatever he had heard from Peter, because Peter had died, Paul had died, and then the other apostles, because of persecutions, were dying one after the other, and even if Mark dies, all the entire gospel would not be there. And that's the reason why Mark felt that he had to write down the gospel. Therefore, he writes an order of the events that he had heard, and a very, very peculiar or a special, unique semblance of that is found in the Gospel according to St. Mark, in the word immediately. You will see the word immediately umpteen times in the Gospel according to St. Mark, because Mark wrote his Gospel in haste. And then finally, the legend says how exactly Mark was being killed. Mark was killed because Mark starts proclaiming the gospel in Alexandria, which is the capital of Egypt. When he started proclaiming in Alexandria, then the Egyptians, the original Egyptians, who were the devotees of the goddess Seraphis, caught hold of Mark and tied him to a tail of the horse. The horse dragged him for 2 days, and then Mark died as a martyr. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, we see different phases of the life of Mark. Having seen different phases of the life of Mark, are we ready to follow Jesus just as Mark followed? Mark was not only a name, he was also a mark in the entire history of the church. Can you and I leave a mark in the church? Amen.